All right, hello everyone. Come on down to AMA chat. Can you guys hear me okay? All right. Come on down to AMA chat, guys. Let me know if you can hear me. Hello. Oxy, can you hear me? Can you let me know in stage chat? All good. Excellent. All right. Gonna go ahead and get started, everyone. So welcome. Thanks for showing up. Thanks for being here. And hello to everyone listening later on YouTube. So we have added a new update within Discord called the Engage channel, if you haven't checked it out already. This is a bot that allows us to incentivize the community for amplifying our X posts and also participating in space events when we have those going. So by using Engage, you can earn points to redeem for prizes and awards. And this is still a new system, but we do plan to use it more over time. So be sure to be on the lookout for that. Now, unfortunately, as many of you are aware, Ledger's Web3 connector had been compromised, which affected a large number of dApps. And thankfully, we were quick to remove this from our dApps, and all of Sphere's dApps are safe to use. To our knowledge, no one was affected via our dApps, which is a relief. And as far as I know, the issue has been resolved for all other dApps as well. But this does bring up the continued need to be very diligent with the dApps that you use, and to be very careful whenever you're signing transactions, to actually read what it is that you're signing before you sign it. Beyond that, for the biggest news over the past 2 weeks, I'm very excited to announce that our Treasury report is finally available. So we thank you all for your patience, because we know that this took much longer than many of you would have liked, but for good reasons. We completely revamped our transaction tracking process from the ground up and reviewed all transactions from the very beginning to build as accurate and actionable data as possible. So this will make future quarterly reports capable of being released in a much more timely manner, thankfully, as well. So some background and digging in a little bit to the Treasury report. So ever since the beginning, Sphere's commitment has been to act as responsible stewards of the Treasury. And with that is acting in what is in the best long-term interest of Sphere. So following Sphere's launch in March 2022, we were able to capture the last liquidity of the 2021 bull market, but within 2 months, the collapse of Luna and UST caused a severe cascade of events that really pushed the markets down into the icy cold bear of a winter that we have all been trudging through for the past year and a half. So the last half of 2022 and most of 2023 have been quite a challenging process of surviving the collapse of multiple DeFi and centralized projects. So our focus has been on protecting the Treasury and building, and we have been able to do exactly that. The Treasury has been heavily weighted into Matic, Polygon Matic, since day one, which was and continues to be intentional. And as such, you'll notice within this report, the Treasury report, that a significant amount of the Treasury changes can actually be attributed to the fluctuations in Matic's value. Now, in the coming weeks and months, we do plan to be sharing more details about the ecosystem and give more insights that have otherwise been kept at bay until this report was delivered. So be on the lookout for all of that as it comes. And then in terms of development, upcoming developments include Prion V2, as we've talked about in the past, with new mechanics that are designed to drive additional liquidity to Star. And these updates will integrate our other projects, both current and upcoming, including Dyson, Sphere, of course, Sphere Lend, as we've talked about, and others that have yet to be announced. Of course, as we've mentioned before, we are also focused on expanding our collateral types available within Prion to be able to give users more options and greater freedom to leverage assets in ways that would best suit their needs and strategies. We will also be rolling out new vaults within Prion, each tailored to meet the diverse needs of the crypto landscape. So some of these vaults will be integrated into Prion as collateral types. Some of them may be used by Sphere Lend. And additionally, we will be updating some of our existing vaults to ensure efficiency. And all of this in the interest of maximizing returns while simultaneously safeguarding the Treasury's investments. And of course, users' deposits as well. Sphere v3 is of course still on the horizon. This will be a means of integrating the entire ecosystem and driving revenue back to Sphere holders. Sphere Lend, as many of you know, will be our 0% interest lending protocol that is in development and is nearing completion. Sphere Lend will yield farm deposited collateral, which will open up avenues for lenders to earn high yields on their deposited assets. And of course, as always, that is not all, as we've been developing unannounced projects as well, and have already made some significant progress on that development. Hey there, T1, welcome. So far, I've covered the Discord Engage, I covered the Ledger Web3 connector compromise, and I've just been reviewing some of the key points of the Treasury report. So welcome. So, with respect to the Treasury report and the ecosystem in general, more detail will be released when the time is right, but overall, our goal remains the same, which is to develop innovations as well as integrations that will push the boundaries of what is possible within DeFi. So the bear market, while it has certainly been quite painful, has also given us ample time to lay the foundation to help position our ecosystem on solid ground for then moving forward into the next bull cycle. So, as I'm sure you know by now, we are really just getting started, and there is so much more to come. So be sure, of course, to keep an eye on our channels for the latest updates, sneak peeks, and we certainly appreciate your support in this journey, as well as curiosity that keeps us innovating and pushing the envelope of what's possible within DeFi. So there is still so much more to the Treasury report that I did not cover in this discussion. So Rux did an amazing job and put many, many hours into crafting the most comprehensive and accurate Treasury report as possible. So if you are interested in reading and exploring it in full, then I highly encourage you to do so. It is available in the Sphere announcements channel of our Discord. All right. Any questions about the Treasury report or the ledger issue that is now should be resolved? Oh, good. Excellent. Well, very good. So that's really all that I wanted to cover with respect to what has transpired over the past 2 weeks. We do have one question within the AMA questions. We are not in a bull market, so take your time. Indeed. Though it seems that we're finally getting there. Correct. Additional unannounced projects with significant progress on both contracts and development already. Yes. The answer to your question is yes. All right. So like I mentioned, not too many questions this week. There really was only one real question in AMA questions, and that is from Drawrical, who had asked, I was looking into using Prion, but other than using Retro for star yields, I can't find any other yield farms available anywhere. I thought I read once you could use Balancer also, but I don't see any. Am I missing something? Also, is there any yield to putting the star into the star stability pool? I would like to understand what are some other strategies I could employ for star, as the options appear quite narrow at the moment. Perhaps I am just not aware. Kind regards. So Pandu did have an opportunity to briefly respond to this, so thank you to Pandu. But I did want to go into a little bit more depth with this as well. So in general, you can always check the earn page on the Prion app. This will show you all of the active liquidity pools where you can earn with the star token. So currently that includes pools on both Arbitrum and Polygon. And as Pandu mentioned, you can easily bridge star cross-chain directly through Prion via layer 0. Thanks CryptoFat for linking that in this AMA chat. So that bridge will allow you to make use of any liquidity mining opportunity within the Sphere, or sorry, the Prion earn page. Also, as Pandu mentioned, there is indeed a USDC star liquidity pool on Balancer, and the link within Prion earn is through Aura to allow optimized yields. So you can earn optimized yields on Aura via Balancer with the USDC Star liquidity pool. And of course, within that, we are working on expanding the different liquidity and yield farming options for Star. That is, of course, a very big component of what we want to make sure is prioritized moving forward. Now, regarding the stability pool, you certainly can earn yield there. The way it works is that your Star will not earn yield unless there are liquidations, at which point you can earn approximately between 10 to 15% as a liquidation bonus. So in the event of liquidation, your deposited Star will be exchanged for liquidated collateral, which you will receive at a discount, so for a profit. So while it does not offer consistent yield, the stability pool does present the opportunity to earn relatively quick yield, depending on if and when liquidations occur. So you can always actually monitor the different collateral vaults and how close they are to liquidation using the Prion Vaults page. This can then also help you determine when and on which chain you want to deposit into the stability pool for the opportunity to earn from liquidations. And it kind of then falls upon, your assessment of market factors, your assessment of how risky certain individuals have their positions, how close they are to the liquidation threshold with a very high LTV, and then of course on which chain. Thanks for showing up, Oxy. Much appreciate it. Have a good night. But yeah, I did want to kind of review that with respect to the stability pool on Prion. As I mentioned, there are of course opportunities to earn yield there. It is just not consistent yield, as it does depend on liquidations. So 2 really good questions, and appreciate the questions. All right. So believe it or not, this is kind of one of the shortest AMAs so far, because that is all of the information I have to cover. The biggest thing, of course, is the Treasury report, which again goes into so much more detail than what I covered here on the AMA. So I highly encourage you to go and take a look at that if you have not done so already. There's a lot of information there, a really good read if you are curious to dig a bit more into our thought process behind how we've approached the Treasury, the market, the landscape in general. It has some really good information there. So again, if you have not done so already, you can access that via the Sphere announcements section. CryptoFat would like to note that we will have an upcoming community note on marketing as well, reflecting and providing some additional insight and information there. So stay tuned for that. Be on the lookout in the Discord. Can we do something about the extra pools on Dex Screener that are not in use with low liquidity? I see folks typing, which is why I'm pausing. So in response to that about extra pools on Dex Screener, this was on the to-do list, but the Ledger hack has pushed that down on the priority list. Seems to be a common theme that we have something lined up and then some type of catastrophic event comes and throws a wrench in our planning. That has been the case for a long time in these markets as of late. Those those wrenches, exactly. But fingers crossed with cautious optimism that we are starting to get to that point where things will turn green again on all perspectives. And that will be very refreshing to start to get new liquidity coming back into all of crypto and DeFi. And we will be ready. Well, very good. Any other questions, concerns, riddles, life hacks, wisdom, insights? Did you eat today? Yes, I did. When sphere lend? The answer is yes. Mm-hmm. When new song? Also yes. Okay. We've just hit a string of whens. Appreciate that, Crypto Fat. Sparking that along. It's good. What is the best way to currently utilize our sphere besides Dyson Yield Lock? That is the best way to utilize your sphere. You can also use the liquidity farming on Aura as well. Though with the liquidity, there is, of course, the impermanent loss. Yeah, through the BPT. Correct. On Aura. Which cross-chain am I lagging? It may be because I'm speaking too softly and my mic is not picking up. If that was occurring, I apologize. Which cross-chain are we thinking to expand? To any chain that makes sense, sense to expand to. You know, there are many things on the table in terms of what could be done, and it takes thought and consideration into what would be the best use of our time and focus and cash. Yeah. Very good, very good. Any other questions on people's minds? No. All right. Straight to the point. I like it. Well, good. Yeah, you know, this was a bit of a shorter AMA, but I do appreciate everyone showing up. The biggest thing, once again, just to highlight, is the Treasury report. So once again, if you have not had a chance to take a look at it, highly encourage you to do so. Other than that, this will be our last AMA of the year. So, no, I know exactly what what that goes to, T1. No, no updates on that. But it's definitely in circulation within the team. But yeah, wishing everyone, you know, happy holidays, a happy new year. Next time I speak with y'all, it will be 2024 in January. So we are at that time already. Thanks for showing up. Thanks for listening. If you're on YouTube, much appreciated. As always, if you do think of any questions, be sure to leave them in AMA questions. You can also come through to our different chats and ask around. We have some awesome community members who are more than willing to help answer your questions, as well as the moderators and the team, of course, who are willing to answer as well. Alrighty. Thanks again for showing up. Much love. Always remember that you matter for who you are. And until next time, take care. Bye, everyone.